So, oldest, it's my turn to go first. So thank you everyone for being here to celebrate a very special occasion. It is my parents' 30th anniversary, which in Russian Jewish time, that's 87 emotional years. So it's a lot. So they say in Russian, Muž голова, жена шея. And Papa, congratulations on turning whichever direction Mom wants you to for the last 30 years. And I mean literally, because she has a remote control that can move his side of the bed around. I'm not joking. Pro marriage tip for everyone here: do not consent to your wife having dictatorship over your sleep position. It's true. Now, 30 years of marriage is no joke. That's longer than some of us have been alive, me included. Honestly, if Moses had to lead the Israelites through 30 years in the desert with a wife next to him, I think the Torah would have been much shorter and included a few choice words. Let's not sugarcoat it. 30 years is a long time to be sleeping next to the same person, especially when one of them snores and the other needs full sensory deprivation to fall asleep. But Hashem is all-powerful and all-knowing, and Hashem gave us Ambien. So, Mazel Tov. And so, speaking of the Torah, let's talk about one of the original love stories, Jacob and Rachel. For those who don't know, I will tell you. Jacob sees Rachel, falls head over heels, and agrees to work 7 years to marry her. 7 years, just sheep and sand, and a lot of emotional repression. Some guys in this room are like, I'm still doing that. But the Torah says those years felt like a few days because he loved her so much. Now that is love. Or delusion. Hard to say. And of course, then he gets tricked into marrying Rachel's sister, Leah. That's right. On the wedding night, he switches Rachel for her older sister, Leah. And Jacob doesn't even notice until the morning. Let's pause here for a second. How do you not realize you married the wrong sister? No talking, no eye contact. No, hey Rachel, you seem a little different tonight. Classic Jewish man, just grateful someone said yes. Lucky for my dad, my mom only has a brother, Eugene. And while they're similar, and you can maybe confuse them over the phone, Eugene's not my dad's type. So, Jacob sticks it out. He works another 7 years. Because as we all know, love requires serious patience. 14 years of hard labor for one woman. That's devotion. That is love. That's someone who clearly wasn't getting laid in the meantime. Mom and Dad, you did not have to wait 14 years to be together. But Papa, you have waited 14 minutes in a parked car because Mama had to quickly run into the store to get one thing. And that's the same level of commitment. So, if Jacob and Rachel's story teaches us anything, it is this. True love is worth waiting for, and a lot of work. And family is complicated. You two have shown that a successful marriage is a mix of wisdom and a little negotiation. Or for my mom, litigation. It's a lot like the Jews in the desert. Occasionally lost, occasionally frustrated, but always moving forward together. Honestly, I've learned more about love from watching you two than any movie. You built a home filled with tradition, warmth, laughter, and just the right amount of passive aggression. So, here's to 30 years of growing together, supporting one another, and reminding the rest of us that love isn't about perfection, it's about partnership. And may your next 30 years be just as sweet, just as sacred, and only a little less aggressive. Mazel Tov and happy anniversary. I love you.
Mazel Tov. Thank you. Very nice words. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, girls, your turn.
Good luck following that. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the oldest daughter, a title that comes with a lot of pressure, unrealistic expectations, and at least one emotion scarring scandal. Tonight we're here to celebrate 30 years of marriage between my amazing parents. As my lovely boyfriend Sam would say, would you rather be happy or right? My dad has been very happy for over 30 years now. How truly lucky he is. Let's rewind. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, also known as Ukraine, two incredible people were born. They survived the fall of communism and encountered anti-Semitism, and somehow ended up in the United States, where they met not through Tinder, but through the original Soviet dating app, getting set up on a blind date. Now, most people come to the US to chase the American dream. My parents, they are more than the American dream wishes it was. They built a life together from the ground up. No safety net, no backup plan, as I've been told at least 500 times. And the kind of work ethic that made me scared to get a B in anything, including gym. Mama, you're the reason I went to law school. Literally, I followed in your footsteps, which sounds sweet until you remember that law school is learning a new language, except it's English, and it somehow makes less sense than before. I'm grateful for every moment because it meant that I got to share this journey with you. Even if it meant having to hear how I'm not studying enough at least 5 times a day. I wanted to be a lawyer not because you'd kill me if I didn't, but because I wanted to be just like you. I wanted to become a strong, smart, and badass woman that you are. It also didn't hurt that I was silently flexing on classmates who didn't know that we've been arguing for sports since I could talk. Papa, you're my best friend. Not because you let me do anything I want, because you didn't, but because you've always shown up. Mama always said, call Papa first, to which my dad would say, talk to Mama, I don't want to get in trouble.
That's very true.
That is, yes. Whether it was dance practices, even when you forgot to pick Sabrina and I up, mock trials, or sitting with me through my 8-hour LSAT, you listened even when you had no idea what I was talking about. When my high school had a lockdown because of a bomb threat, you got there before the police department did. Together, you have set an impossible standard for love, loyalty, and how to argue in the kitchen and still be deeply in love. You have shown me what true love means, through the good times and bad. I can only hope that I am lucky as you are. Cough, cough, Sam, take notes. So here's to you, to 30 years of partnership, parenting, and pretending not to hear each other when you're pissed off at one another. May the next 30 years be full of laughter, love, and more nachas. Happy anniversary. I love you both so much, and I hope I wrote a good enough speech to not get a lecture on the car ride home. Cheers.
Okay, so for those, best for last, Ari's right. For those who don't know me, I am the youngest of the Isidore Fershing family. My name is Gabby, and favorite, let's not lie. Okay, Mama and Papa, happy 30th anniversary. That's a whole 3 decades of love, laughter, and memories. Even though I've only been around for 19 of these anniversaries, I've seen the real pillars of your relationship. When I was younger, Babushka and Dedushka would tell me stories about how madly in love Papa was with Mama. He did everything for her. And now, 30 years later, I see it every day. The love is still there, just now it comes with a few disagreements. But, in all seriousness, what you have is rare and beautiful. The love you've built is the kind that stands strong through every storm, and probably a few silent treatments. You've learned both how to compromise, although most compromises involve Mama getting her way. Because of your love, you raised 3 amazing, pretty semi-functioning, mostly emotional stable children. We grew up watching your marriage and learning what real love looks like, support, some patience, and a lot of humor in especially difficult times. Papa, you've always been the person I turn to when I need someone to sit with and listen to me. From crying in your arms in middle school to calling you with complaints in college, I've always known you're in my corner, no questions asked. Your support is unwavering, and your presence, whether in person or on the other end of the phone, is one of the greatest comforts in my life. Before college, I was scared of being homesick, but you made me a promise that whenever I needed you, you'd be there that weekend. And you've never broken that promise. I can only hope that my future husband can provide me half the support, strength, and love you give me. Mama, you're the one I go to when I need a solution, advice, or as Mama likes to call it, become the Jewish tiger mom on my behalf. You fight for what's best for me, always with love and conviction. You push me to be better, not because I'm not enough, but because you believe in everything I can become. Watching you balance motherhood and ambition has been one of the greatest lessons of my life. I'm so proud to follow in your footsteps and Perry's footsteps as well, and hopefully head to law school. And one day, I hope to be the kind of mom you've been to me, loving, strong, and always in my corner. I love you both so much. Thank you for showing me what a real love looks like, even when arguing over Papa snoring. Here's to many more years of happiness, health, and love. Cheers to 30 years.
Ну давайте еще раз поаплодируем детям.